We all know there's a climate emergency caused by politicians moving too slow to enact changes which they themselves in 2015 created at the Paris Climate Agreement. This means we're on our way to a 3-degree trajectory and the wipeout of 900 million people next century. Whereas if we was on a 2-degree trajectory or below, we would save 100 millions of lives. So what can be done? So far, relying upon politicians has proved fatal. Relying on the media, they don't really report the issues enough. And the general public don't really respond to the soundbite extinction. I mean, you can't get more of a meaningful danger in one word than the word extinction. This isn't really understood or picked up upon to the degree we might say we create an emergency response. It's a lackluster response. You might in turn also say that the protest movements don't really reflect and respond to what is a climate emergency. It's not a level of civil disobedience which can be said to be, oh my God, you know, this is disturbing to the system. Extreme protest groups don't really work because no one copies the idea. And people have got better things to do than get arrested by police. They certainly don't have the time and energy to put in much effort beyond a bit of social media, which isn't really anything to do with social disobedience. And they don't have much time to go to every single protest, which again I've already said is not really a level of civil disobedience fitting to what you would call the climate emergency. Can something be done? Can we alter something or add something to the system of protests which would make a massive difference? And yes, there is something we can do. My method is not really a way of protesting as such. It's more than that. It's really a control mechanism upon the economy, on the backbone of the economy that it relies upon to create its emissions and keep expanding the economy. Without it, there can't be an economy as we know it. And my idea is to control that for about an hour or 2 hours a day, given a small effort from masses of people across the earth randomly when they go to work, when they go to school, when they go to wherever they're going during the rush hour periods. It's simply one person, one road, 1 minute, stop 20 cars. You might be driving to work, you could stop your car for a minute. You might be driving on a motorway, you could drive at 50 miles an hour and stop and cause a tailback. It's very easily done. You don't stop completely because you would make it very dangerous. Plus you get arrested for that. And the point is this, that is unstoppable, because when the police get the call and they arrive at the protest scene, there's no one there. The protester has moved on. And on top of that, the car you actually stop, as long as you move on within a minute or about a minute or maybe two, I don't know the exact timing of it, but you could basically guarantee he's not even going to ring and call it through to the police. And if they was to, say, get to the scene, you just walk off, they've then got to arrest you and then prove in a court of law that you was protesting, which is not an easy thing to do. It's not a straightforward process, that. And it would be a minor fine because it's just a very mild form of protest. And there's a lot of people would commit to such an action. That's the beauty of this. So you shouldn't get arrested because you're not at the scene for over a minute. And then if for some extreme likelihood, like a 1 in 300 chance, you do get arrested, what are they going to do? Proceed to court? Take you to court? Actually run a trial? I don't think so. There's not much they could do. And as long as you run a trial, that would take a long time of coming up. It would take months. But that isn't likely to happen. And the other thing is, you should remind yourselves what protest movements are all about. They're about creating democracy. We need to create a democracy that is modern and in fitting with climate change, because a moral democracy and a telling democracy that fits our spirituality and our beliefs, that we protect the planet and, more importantly, protect humans, is part of our morality and our spirituality. It's something that has been passed on and learned over generations. Protesters have helped create the democracy we've got, with its politicians and its safeguards. So, if you want to rule the world, stop the traffic, because it acts as a mechanism of change, and a mechanism, a bit like having a climate gun, we hold it to society's head. No one can say that you're actually attacking the system as such. You're actually defending it for a better system, because currently 7 trillion will be wasted on a 3-degree trajectory. That would be the climate cost to the economy, which working class people pay, not billionaire class people who don't pay the right tax. So, as from November the 1st, I'm calling out everyone. Want to change the world? Stop the traffic, start a revolution.